Good afternoon from Black Dog Running Company. This is Training Tips with Coach Dawn. And I wanted to sit over here in this little part of the store because I wanted you to see this cool little Pepsi machine. It's just one of the coolest things we have here at the shop. And I think it's almost my age, but anyway. So stop by and see our new place. We've been here, we moved in Sunday and we opened up on Monday. So we have been excited to see you all stopping by and checking it out. And we are very excited to be here. I did want to mention that we have actually changed our hours for Sunday. We're only open from 12 to 4 starting this Sunday. So regular hours 10 to 6 during the week, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 12 to 4. So get your shopping in. But enough about all that. Just one little look there. Cool Pepsi machine. And you can see Hoka up there as well. Today I wanted to talk about RPE, rate of perceived exertion. And I have a cool little flyer that I want to show you. Let me just turn around and show you this real quick. Back up here. So on a scale of 1 to 10, now sometimes you'll see this scale and it goes 1 to 20, and I just think that's just too much. So 1 to 10, and I'll post this as well so you can see this rate of perceived exertion. But basically, this is a way for you not to be a slave to your watch. Now, you're looking at someone who was a slave to her watch and pace for many, many years. But the last, I don't know how many years it's been now. I've really been working on trying to run more by feel, more so during my easy pace runs, and just recently in the last year or so trying to do my race pace and such by feel. That's a little more scary, but because you don't do that kind of paces very much during the week. But the easy pace, I've found that it's very freeing to not always have to look at my watch and make sure I'm running a certain pace. And I will, give you some examples. Just the other day, my coach had on my schedule for me to do, he had RPE, I don't remember what it was, 8 or 9, I guess. And so I decided that I wasn't even going to look at I had to do mile repeats. I decided I wasn't even going to look at my watch. Except for when I was finished, and I was just going to run totally by feel. And it was a little unnerving to me because I don't normally do that, but I've been trying to do more of it. And so I ran what felt like 8 to 9, and on the RPE scale, 8 to 9 says very hard activity, difficult to maintain exercise intensity, hard to speak more than a single word. And yes, definitely that was me. I was probably pushing more toward the 9. In my mind, I was trying to guess like what pace I was going. So I was very proud of my effort. And when I finished, I was actually 20 seconds slower than what pace I thought I was running. And I told my coach, I says, if I had looked at my mile split after that first one and had seen what the pace was, and in my mind I thought this number, and then it was actually 20 seconds slower, I'd have probably been tempted to run faster or, been a little disappointed. But instead, I felt like I ran 8 to 9 on the RPE scale, and so I was satisfied with my pace because I gave what I could. Your body does not know pace. Let me say that again. Your body does not understand what pacing is, but your body does understand what effort is. Now, here's another great example. If you live in a climate where it gets very hot and humid in the summer, and then maybe it cools down in the fall and the winter, you understand, you've experienced that your paces are probably a little slower in the summer. Could be some 10 to 15 seconds slower. Why? Because it's a little harder to run when it's hotter and when it's humid. So if you're a slave to your watch, and let's just say 10-minute pace just to make it easy. Let's say if that is your basic easy pace that you are trying to run. If you are able to run that in the cooler temperatures pretty easily, and then you get to the hot, humid temperatures, and you're trying still to run at the 10-minute, and you're sweating and you're huffing and puffing, but you're really pushing it, you're actually moving your body into using a different system. You're not running based on perceived exertion. You're running based on what that pace says on your Garmin. So think about that the next time that you're in, whether it's maybe a higher altitude or whether it's when it's hotter, when it's cooler, because you're going to speed back up once it cools down, and I've definitely have experienced that. So rate of perceived exertion. How do you do that? Well, you just have to do it. So if it means putting your Garmin on a different screen so that when you look down you don't actually see what pace you're running, do that. For the most part, I'm going to guess that you're like me and you know where your mile markers are because you probably run the same routes all the time. So you don't really need to know when you get to a mile, when you're at a mile. And sometimes I will, I'll look at my mile splits. I'll try to guess, okay, I think I'm running yada yada pace. And then when my mile split goes off, I look down and see. But it doesn't affect me, whether I'm going to speed up or not. And I tell my training groups all the time, or I've told them before, honestly, I could go out on a 10 to 15 mile run for easy pace and never look at my watch at all, and come back and I can tell you pretty closely what pace I was running that day. That's how many times I have practiced the easy pace running by feel. So my encouragement to you today, this week, before I come on next Thursday, is to practice running by feel. Rate of perceived exertion. Let me go back to the screen. Let me turn it back around. On your easy pace runs, they should be between 1 and 5. So if you're doing a regular easy pace run, 4 or 5. 3, 4, or 5. If you're doing a recovery run after a speed work day, you may even be down to 1 or 2. But rate your runs. Use that scale, and then you'll find that the more that you do it, it's going to get a lot easier. And again, you're not going to be a slave to your watch. So that's my encouragement to you. Now, shoot me any questions that you have or comments, and I do appreciate you watching. I see Lacey and Jared. Jared, I haven't seen you in a while. You need to come by and say hello. And Ken, thank you so much for watching Training Tips with Dawn. Rate of perceived exertion. So go out there. I would love to hear how you did and how it was. And again, it's going to be a little scary at first, but you can do it because your body doesn't know pace. Does not. It does not. But it does know effort. So give a good effort. Easy pace running. Have a great day and stop by and see our new store. It is so awesome. And maybe Hoke will be here when you come. All righty. Training Tips with Dawn. Group run tonight, 6 p.m. I will be here. See you then.